Dum dum da dum 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 da da bum ba dum ba dum. What is up and da da ba bum? Oh, stop dropping frames. Thank you. It seems to have stopped dropping frames, which is excellent. How's everybody doing? Happy, what's today? Tuesday. It is a dang Tuesday. What a time to be alive. Ooh, goodness. And it's a good Tuesday. It's a cold Tuesday. It is chilly. You know, by Florida standards, it got down to like 40 something degrees this morning. Ah, which is disgusting for the record. Um yes, actually, I meant to do something before starting because what I would like to do is a Caruso exercise. First off, what am I looking for? Julie Landsman Caruso method. This one. And so what I want is the here. Low register sheet music. Because I want to make sure that I'm doing, yeah, long tones. Here we go. So this is a bit of a warm up, warm down, just kind of low register. It's just to maintain even and equal pressure on both lips. Even and equal pressure on both lips, and it's just chromatics going down. So that's it's a new one that I'm adding for today and potentially from here on out. I don't know if I'm going to do it on stream because I do the first Caruso warm-ups. It's called the 6 Notes. If anyone's interested, they're all available on YouTube. Julie Landsman's YouTube channel, and there's a PDF accompaniment with it as well. So I've been doing what's called the 6 Notes as my first thing of the day, just to get my lips engaged. Do those. I did that probably about an hour ago, and been noodling around between here and there. But oh, I need my metronome. But I want to also make sure. Get rid of this. No measure, but let's do a subdivision. And it's just chromatics down, working through where your embouchure breaks, but it's about keeping your embouchure like relatively set so that it in all registers is as efficient as it can be, because it's moving as little as possible, so you have to like train it to stick in the same spot, which is unnatural for me, but that's why we're working on it. So let's see, get this over here maybe. Legato tongue. So this is tap your foot, mouthpiece on your lips, blow steady constant, breathe through the nose. Held mezzo forte, subdivision. I better play with these technique, contact when dropping the jaw. Yeah, cool. So I think let's try it. It starts on the G on the staff, and we're gonna go down low. Let's get this timer started. Yo, what's up, Tapioca? How you doing? How are you, friend? Welcome to practice. We're just about to start doing some low Caruso stuff. It's not going to be interesting for a minute, but it's an interesting new exercise I'm trying out today. So it goes something a little like this. So we're going to start on the G in the middle of the staff. It's that one. And it's going a little bit down, so, or chromatically down as such. One. that's not right. It's da-da. Okay, and then you got to keep the mouthpiece on the lips is the thing. So now we're gonna do it for real this time. 2, 3, and. Yikes! That's definitely a good one to practice. Cause man, that was nasty and awkward down in that mid-low register. Thank you for asking, Tapioca. Sorry I didn't get to it when you actually asked. I think that's been sitting there for a while. But I am also doing well. I'm having a good morning so far. It's been a little chilly outside, but that's kind of nice because that means for dinner I get to make an awesome sausage, bean, and lentil soup, and it's going to be delicious because it is wonderful soup weather. So feeling pretty good about it. Whew, man. Coming up out of the low range is more difficult sometimes than going down to the low range. For example, and I can, do into the, hit the C, for example. And the dropping the jaw there, but then raising the jaw to come up is not nearly as good. enough noodling around. What do I actually want to work on today? I said Caruso. Ooh, Nocturno and Mozart. Wonderful. So we've done the first bit of Caruso. I don't want to do arpeggios down. Caruso's good. Let's work instead upon our 5 minutes of lip trills. Do we do them at 92? No subdivision, please. Let's try it at 96. And where's my book? Lip and trillers and flexibilities. 7 minutes. We're doing at least 5 minutes of lip trills a day. No less, maybe more, probably not more. I love doing octave jumps. Like it's one of the most like it's just like a low-key flex to be able to do like the middle C, or the not middle C, but the C on the staff down to pedal and like do 2 octave jumps like that. It's one of my favorite like subtle show-off things, you know? You know, they're not good. I don't practice them, but like just whenever they do, it's hee 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 hee. All right. Anyways, lip and triller. Let's get some lip trills because we've already wasted a minute and a half of our 5. So now we got to go till what, 13 or so, 14, 15 minutes on the clock, on the timer. All right. I almost felt like for a split second I could like do it. It felt like it wanted to like lock in a little bit more. I felt like indulging it and it did not work, but that's okay. It'll happen eventually. Sorry, thought I heard something. tricky to get like continually on these lower lower partials. That was 1 and 2, which 1 and 2 tends to be open. Second and 1 seem to be decent at locking in there. 1 and 2 and below are much less secure on the 16ths when I try and do 16ths. Whatever. Whew! Yikes. We're at 14. We've done our 5 minutes of lip trills today. I'm gonna finish up 1 and 3. I might as well do 1, 2, or try 1, 2, and 3. It's hard to get those jumps. They're very insecure. Because that's an E. I think you're supposed to do it 1 and 2 and supposed to 1, 2, and 3. Okay, whatever. I don't know if y'all can tell. I don't think it's going to come up on the mic. He's dreaming. He's so precious. Oh, goodness. All right. Lip trills. They'll happen eventually. Let's do some quick flexibilities. And actually, we could probably do this one with a click. It's a decent tempo. blah, blah, blah. No, I'm just showing off. That's such a weird partial. A B natural on 1 and 3. Whatever. I shouldn't blah 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 whatever. I shouldn't blah 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 whatever. I'm annoyed because the first few are really good. And then the 1, 3, 1, 2, and 3, even 2 and 3, and then the B flat ones just don't sound as good. But I should actually do these and make sure that I'm not just do them right. Do them right. Don't take shortcuts. Don't cheat. There's no reason to cheat. We're here to improve. That's why we're practicing. Yeesh. Those get really hard. And I'm not sweating those ones too much because that's just a difficult range. So it's less about that's more of an extreme part of the range. And in fact, I will work on that a little bit with this coming exercise just a little bit. If I can avoid tying myself up with my headphone cord. Oh my god, why is that arpeggio so difficult? Because it's the jump between the G and the D is what it is. Because if I do okay, now we're kind of starting to get somewhere. Just a little bit. We are gaining experience. We are increasing our flexibility. We are learning. And we are making music. All right, let's try it. Let's try it 2 and 3. Maybe it'll help lock it in a little bit more. Oh, goodness. Man, this one's kind of a workout. I like this one. We're going to be adding this to the rotation for sure. Holy moly. That's a pretty fun exercise. I get, I haven't tried everything yet in this Freudist book that I got. But I will say, with maybe one exception, and that's just because I'm bad, but with one exception, every exercise that I have tried, every suggestion or tip or whatever that I have like intentionally worked on, focused on, tried to do, has kind of been gas. This book is incredible. This is an awesome book. Okay, so if we have now done, oh, I haven't done scales today. I haven't done any scales. We were gonna do all exclusively on the F horn is what we did yesterday, right? So we did majors yesterday, all on F. So today we will do minors, natural minors, all on F. That'll be fun. Yeesh, okay. Whew. Man, oh man, oh man. It's weird when you are focusing on not shifting between the F and B flat sides of the horn. It's something that's like basically ingrained in you from the time you pick up your horn, is that from G sharp on the middle of the staff and up, basically always play on the B flat side. And then there are others notes that basically in the low approaching the pedal register that are usually on the B flat side. So being the C, and then all of those notes are usually with the trigger because they pop in better. But yeah, to not have that, not as a crutch, but like just the muscle memory of it is different and weird. All right, what were we at? F sharp? And then because the low F can only be played on the B flat horn, we're going to start an octave up and then do 2 octaves and then come down for the third. Just as a bonus point. So like and since I've been trying it for the past like 3 or 4 days, that is actually, I kind of have the slur down to the pedal F from Mahler 1, the third movement, second and fourth horn excerpt, where it's the minor Frere Jacques, Bruter Martin. And it's all because I can play the top F on my low setting so that I don't have to switch between, like normally I would play the F just like normal, regular sort of style embouchure with a slightly lowered jaw. But if I do it exaggeratedly, and I know that note doesn't really like to show up on the microphone, but it's actually because I don't have to, and it doesn't like, it's just kind of like to the B flat. So that's a lot of fun. That's a good excerpt, and it's actually making progress, which is always good when it happens, one, but also it is good to notice and to acknowledge when something is being improved upon, because it's all the practice game, at this point being largely self-taught after 15 years with, guidance from whatever. Like, if it's just me and my natural lizard brain, I shoot myself down, It's never going to be good enough. It's always going to be shit. It's going to, blah blah blah. But so I need to be more mindful and acknowledging of when things are improving And I think this is one scenario when they are. My low stuff, it is starting to feel much more secure as I'm being intentional about how my embouchure needs to be set and my air needs to be used. And all this, just the fundamentals of playing low, I've been focusing on. And it seems like they've been working. So that's fun. Anyways, what were we on? E. Woo! That's some low shit. Oh man. And I must say, as I'm sort of working on it, like the high horn stuff, look, it's sexy, it's flashy, it's a lot of fun. Anyone who's watched my previous shit on Pokemon Unite, or has listened to me talk about Pokemon Unite, or other such games, I am not your carry. I'm not your ADC, I'm not your mage most of the time. I actually do like mages, but I'm your defender support. I want to be the rock upon which, you know, the rest of the sound is built. So like this low stuff is kind of fuck with it, you know? I would love to be like a low horn for anybody at this point. I'm not picky, but like I would love to, that would be such a cool thing to have as your role, as your job, you know? Anyways, E flat. Woo wee. D then. I know D. The D is there. Lucifer, what's up, friend? Welcome, welcome. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. We're almost through with our natural minors exclusively on the F side of the horn. We're on D flat. After which, I think, what did I say? Caruso, Nocturno. I think we're going to go into the Nocturno by Franz Strauss, and I'm very excited for that. One of my all-time favorite pieces, a nice lyrical joint. And then we'll end up on the Mozart. Some excerpts and some etudes interspersed as I see, as I care. But I'm really excited for Nocturno. D flat. Oh my god. On the F side of the horn, that's why I play that on the, I was talking earlier about why it's weird. That range on the F side of the horn is so difficult to do like well and with a good sound and in tune and secure and all this stuff. So that's why it's usually done on the B flat with the trigger. But that's not what we're doing. It sort of sounded for like a half a second at triple pianissimo, but that low D flat was almost there. It was gross. And now we do our C. Cool. That's a pretty good range, I would say. Decently usable range. The high C sort of cracked a bit, but that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it's considering that was as high as we've gone yet today. I don't think we've gone too much higher than that, or up to there. This is the wrong Franz Strauss piece. I picked up the concerto instead of the Nocturno. That's embarrassing. I sure hope somebody got fired for that blunder, am I right? Oh, let's find the Nocturno, shall we? 1 second, chat. Let's see. Of course. Of course, of course. The Nocturno. Absolutely gorgeous piece, for the record. I hope I can do it some kind of justice. I don't know that I've played this in a minute. Probably not since I've had my desk rotated this way, I think. So that'll be fun. It'll be a good benchmark to see, you know, how we've improved, because I know we've improved quite a bit, probably over the last time we've played this. So I'm excited. Okay. Very, very important note for this piece, chat. It's in the key of A flat, concert D flat, which is an absolutely beautiful key. It's a wonderful register for the horn to play in, and for the horn in which to play. But what I will say is, because of where water tends to congregate, you got to make sure that your third and trigger third slides are bone dry before you start, because otherwise they're going to pop in the middle. And there's some areas in which you could quickly, probably like really only one area in which you could feasibly empty your water. So you just got to make sure it's done in the right spot, or done before, so you don't even have to worry about it. All right, let's get the pitch. Think of the pitch, think of the tempo. got it? Let's try it. A little rough around the edges, perhaps. This is not a speed run of Nocturno, by the way. I am going to be going back through and sort of working out some things as we go through. Not a one shot and not a any percent. But that was honestly, I felt really pretty good on that. All things considered. Entrance was a little spotty, but considering that we didn't like actually play the first note and we did it just visualization and hearing it, I'm content with how the opening was, despite the little shakiness, because it's better than I think I normally would do. So let me try just from the second phrase here up to the point at which we ended, because I need to have better. My first breath was really good, I think, and it had enough to get through up until the second breath, which I actually don't have marked that I want to take. If I can do it through here and not this one, I think that'll be a nice musical phrase. And so it needs to be big in that second one, and I didn't have it big enough when I played it just now. So I need to really hone in on that. So let's try. Let's work that that last little bit, I guess. I think I'm going to do trigger 3 for the D there, just because it's a little more secure than just taking the trigger off. I think I like that. It seems to just lock in a little bit, which is good after doing this forte up to a G. It's not that it's an uncomfortable or unplayable note, but for me, whenever I play high, and I try and go into the mid-low range, there's tightness. It's just a little that it's a whole thing. I think it's probably a little bit too much pressure, for which I need to buy a burp. I know it. I know it, chat. So that's gonna be T3. Oh my god, I hate not having a back. Trigger 3 for this. Whatever, I can read it. Anyways, yeah, I need to get, like, I know it's not too much pressure. Why the hell? Okay. It's not detrimental pressure. I do know what that feels like because it's I can gauge my pressure based on any imprints on my lip from my teeth. I know when I start to feel that, I need to back off. But a little bit of pressure is necessary, to keep contact. But it's just playing from a high range. I think I have a different embouchure up high than when I play even mid-low. I might have a different embouchure set high to the G, for example, as opposed to my C, which is one thing that I am working on intentionally with the Caruso exercises as I do. So hopefully it'll all, eventually get sorted out as I continue to do these music gym workouts. But in any event, that's enough rest. Let's do this second phrase here, the end part of it, and actually play it correctly. I should not close my eyes. I don't have it memorized. Why am I doing that? Not bad, actually. So let us move on. I did that wrong. Because I need to. This one's got to be huge. Am I? No, let's do this differently. Let's cut out. Ooh. Ooh. That was unfortunate. That was a bit of a twinge. Which sucks because I wasn't doing anything. I literally was turning my wrist over like this so that I could write. And it was like, I think that's literally the tendons or nerves within the carpal tunnel that I can feel are maybe a little inflamed. So that's not great. So let's take a breath here. Not here. Let's try how that works. that was money. Honestly, it wasn't perfect, but that was fucking money. That felt good. I do like the breath there. It's got to be big. Oh my god, it's got to be much bigger than I did because I damn near ran out of air on the A, the high A. So that's got to be big. All right, one more GAN. Okay. I need to stop shutting my eyes again because then I'm like, oh shit, I don't actually think I know the... Yikes, whew. That's it might be time to maybe rest for a minute or two. Because that's, like, it sounds good. The notes are mostly there. Now it's just about doing them well, doing them musically, which is a fun place to be in, guys. Let me tell you. Let it be known on this, the 33rd day of Road to French Horn, we're starting to hit the notes. Took long enough. Oh, jeez. All right. Those two measures are probably two of the hardest in the entire piece, for the record. Octave slurs, at a piano, gently and legato-ly, as they're supposed to be. Yeah. All right. Let's just move on. honestly, that's kind of money too. That's not that bad. Now I am fully aware I'm not playing with this with a click. I should be. Yep. Full stop. Kind of don't have an excuse. Have no argument in my favor. So yeah. That's okay. I'm not that worried about it right now because this one's not one that I'm worried so much about right now getting it like fast enough or slow enough. When I'm gonna do it in time, I'm trying to feel the beat, and we'll do it with a click. But this is more just playing through, making sure the parts are good before we put it in time and make it correct. So when the components are good, then we'll put them all in time and make a coherent piece. Anyways, that's neither here nor there, really. This would be the one part, for the record, in the piece where you could have an opportunity to empty big water, because there's like 7, 8-ish measures of rest. So you potentially could, if your notes are popping in that trigger 3. Jeez. Every time I try and just like go back a couple of notes and play it out, I'm losing the plot more and more. So let's just do the phrase again. also probably like the most difficult note in the entire piece, and they saved it for the very last note of the piece. What were you thinking, Franz? Franz Strauss? Dick. Anyways. Whew. It don't seem like much technically, because it's not that much technically, honestly. There's nothing. The fingerings are easy. The rhythms are not that complicated. There's no like trills. Articulations aren't a problem. But man, it's harder than you think. It is harder than you think. Like to be able to have them like, whoo. Oh man. Glockner, what's up, dude? You're not supposed to be here today. You go and make me think that you're not gonna show up or nothing, and then you show up anyways. I'm just playing. I'm just fucking with you, dude. I'm glad you're here. How are the videos yesterday after stream? I'm gonna be honest with you, I forgot to watch them. I got caught up on other things. There was some more Sarah Willis stuff with Stefan de Laval Jagelski. A lot of Stefan, and the guy from the London Symphony Orchestra. There was like a YouTube Symphony Orchestra masterclass series rabbit hole through which I fell yesterday. But I do intend to get to them. I just haven't yet, unfortunately. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Today's been honestly like, I don't know what it is. Today feels pretty good. Today feels pretty dang good. Like the Nocturno was mostly there. All in one shot, it is not. But like the component pieces mostly are there. So now it's just about like putting together, you know, doing them in time. Oh, and making sure that it's all good. But yeah, no, today's been a fun day for sure. And I think, actually, with that, I should do the end again. I hate practicing the end of this just because it's so, like, yeah, all right. But I should include, because my problem with the ending is playing the middle and then especially the low after having just played high. So I'm going to include the sort of last half of the second page and just see if we can do that. Yeah. like I say, rough around the edges. But you know, for the first time in a minute, kind of feels like there might be a diamond in the rough, perhaps. I don't know. That felt pretty good, all things considered. If I may, chat, if you will allow me to toot my own horn a little bit. Honestly, that feels pretty fucking good. I don't know if it's because it's cold in here or because like I feel inspired and I feel good about my practice, but I did just get goosebumps. Probably can't tell all that much. It's not as visible there. Maybe on this one, maybe a little bit, but God, I fucking love the French horn, guys. If that's not, I hope that's coming through. Because this is a lot of fun. I'm having such a fun time playing around with the old horn, you know. Um, but which Mozart? Not two. Let's not do two. Four, I think, is, well, honestly, four is on the audition list. It says either the exposition from Strauss 1 or Mozart 4. So, thank you. So, all other things being equal, let's go for the ones that are more than likely going to be on the audition repertoire that we're going to need. And for this, I will do a click. But actually, I need to bring it down. It's supposed to be Allegro moderato. So that's slower Mozart. At about 104. This was one of the things that I saw or that distracted me from all the videos that y'all shared yesterday that I still need to get to today. But there was a masterclass with Stefan de Jagelski. I just love saying his name first off, but longtime third horn of the Berlin Phil and retired in the last some years, I think. But anyways, he did a masterclass on Mozart 4. And he said one of the most common mistakes is that people just play it too fast, or they try and play it too fast. They lock themselves in to a tempo that's like more than it should be, but it should be a bit more relaxed. That's probably a little slow, actually. Yeah, that should be okay. Hang on, let me do. I can't override what? Oh, wait, no, edit. Make you one tone. There we go. All right, let's try it at about 110. See where we go. So we visualize first. 2, 1, 2. Three, four. Two. All right. So we work this. Ah, no, I hit. Dang it. Stupid. This is dumb. Because now we have to reset the time. This is very bad. It's not very bad. It was like, what, 1:15? I need to stop forgetting. Can I do this? I can type with these. I can't type with the 10 key. That's really fucking annoying. I need to change my hotkeys for live split there so that we can keep the timer going. Or maybe just don't use live split. That would also be, seems, take away the auto splitting or whatever. Anyways. The other thing that was weird about Stefan's masterclass was I'm pretty sure he plays F, G, A, B flat, A, G, F, E flat. Like he does those 3, 4 all just trigger open, which was wild to me. But I mean, when you're as good as he is, like you just fucking can, you know. Let me take the click off for a second, just to avoid having to, I'm going to put it down slower. My first valve is a little slow. I should add some Earl. Just a hint. Might need some slide grease on that sucker too. Doink. Cool. Not super. Let me do it slower, fine. Okay. G1 Bong. What's up, friend? How are you? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Love the username, by the way. Oh, goodness. We like to have fun. That's okay. All right, speed it up a little bit. Oh, Gibbong, I see. I see G1. But yes, no, now it makes sense. How you doing, friend? Good to see ya. I was thinking like a G1, like a grade of something, like grade 1 highest tier super, you know, ultra top shelf bong was the what came to my mind because I've been practicing for far too long. My brain is starting to become mush, which is awesome. All right. 1, 2. Yo, Johnny, what's up, friend? How are you doing? Good to see ya. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. We're don't be fooled by the timer. I accidentally reset it at like an hour 15 or so. So we started at normal time. We're just gonna go until about 1 o'clock. Will be the 2 hour point. By my time, it's like 12:30 now, so we'll go for another half hour, 45 minutes or so. But oh yeah, it's been a day of practice. I tell you what. It's been a good day of practice, but I can feel it. All right. Coming along. We can move past that a little bit. Just to some other fun stuff. So let's do these little runs. Make sure they're right. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so in this, I'm going to do Pax. He's a little buried, not buried. He's obscured. This right here is his butt, right there, and the rest of him goes along this way. His head's like right here. He is very comfortably schnoozing, as per usual. I can see it. It's so funny. Like his face is literally like, oh, yep. I was just about to say it's right there. I was looking at his eyes, and his eyes are like rolled back, half open. He's like, and now he's like sort of awake, so it's not as cute. Just playing. He's always as cute. I've just had epiphany. What if instead of insisting on the A being trigger 1 and 2 up there, I just do it open, the G on 1, so the run would look like this. Let me see. Get this click out of my ear. Perhaps. Be something there. Something more to work out maybe later. I don't necessarily want to do too much on just that one bit, because as I work the other scale runs, this will, it's going to work itself out as well. So let's try the next little bit. It was a. What's the cone on my bed? Oh, yes. I forgot I put that there. That's my mute. It's just a straight mute. So what it does, it's got these little cork bits that you literally just shove it, boom, right in there. And that's it. And then you have a muted sound. So, for example, what did I just play? Something like that. So it just makes it makes the sound a little tinnier, a little narrower. It's really fun. There's a piece. I'll have to go and grab it real quick. It's called Villanelle. I don't know if I played it for y'all before, but it has a fun little muted part. Let me. Is it here? This one. Brief intermission, because this is Villanelle is such a fun piece. Very, very difficult, but so it's just this little line here. Ooh, ow, hold on. You know, etc. So it's that's a fun. Actually, what does that come out of? Oh yeah. while the piano does its own little thing, and then it goes. Blah, 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 blah. So that's villanelle. Briefly and badly. Villanelle briefly and badly. That should be the subtitle for most of my streams. In parentheses, briefly and badly. I'm just being hard on myself. That's okay. All right, where were we then? Oh, yeah. Cool. And then the next little phrase then, modulation to minor. Let's get the click back for this, just so we have a good sense of time. One. Un momento. I forgot that this was a weird section. So it's supposed to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Rest, 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 rest. Little bit of stuff to work on in there. How long have we been playing today? It has not been 25 minutes. Yeah, we started about the normal time, and 25 minutes ago I reset the timer, and we were at like 1:15, I think, or so. So this will be about 1:35, 1:30. But I honestly, because I start at 11 my time, so it's 12:46 now, so probably another 15 minutes until practice like time goal is met. And we'll probably do just a little bit more after that, especially as a warm down. I have a fun Caruso warm down exercise that I'm going to try for the first time today once we're done. But yeah, so it's been about an hour and 45, give or take. Okay, so I need to do the triplets leading up to the thing. Blah, blah, blah. Gross. Whatever. We're going to move on just because I do want to get through the end of the piece at least by the end of practice. But this one and then the one in the beginning that go up to the B flat are tricky. They're tricky. I need to definitely focus a bit more on them later on because like my chops are too tired to handle it today. But that'll be a sticking point to work on in the future for sure. Jeez. My corners are so exhausted. Rough, but we made it through. I don't have a cadenza. Just straight up with you, I don't. All right, so let me see if we can do that in context a little bit. That's so tough. After doing that whole entire phrase and be like, yeah, just rip a B flat. as well. Excuse me. So burpy. Holy moly. I tell you guys and gals and non-binary pals, like, I can feel it in my corners. And you know why I can feel it? I feel like in my corners. It's all this Caruso shit that I've been doing. That is a hell of a workout. My goodness. Right now, we've just been going through, so I've been doing, this is the Mozart concerto, and specifically concerto number 4 in E major, E flat major. It's one of my favorites, definitely. Mozart horn concertos. There we go. 2 and 4, I think, are my top 2 favorites. Probably, it might be 4 and then 2. 3 is okay. 1 has its moments, but it's only got 2 movements as opposed to the others have 3. So it's like, it's a perfectly fun piece, actually. And since, let's say we're done with number 4 for right now, let's play a little number 1, the second movement, as a bit of a warm down. It's not as strenuous of a piece. It's a little easier of a key. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Thank you, Jenny, for the suggestion. Nope. Ah, shoot. What an awesome, like, Mozart, bro gets glazed way too much. But like, just in general. But the man just packs heat in every single thing he makes. Like, Even this, just basically a throwaway. The first concerto is incomplete. It only has movements 1 and 2. It's missing a second movement, like the other ones have. But it's fun, man. How's the mouthpiece looks like? So it's just right here. It's a very small diameter. It's actually the smallest brass mouthpiece. A trumpet is probably just a little. It's not much larger. Probably just like there ish. But then euphoniums probably about there, and trombones probably somewhere like there. Then you've got tubas even bigger than that. So being able to, and especially with the range that we've got, it's always been shocking to me how such a small little something, the kind of range and amount of sound and everything that you can get just from this. It's such a cool instrument, dude. I tell you what. All right. Ooh, the minor portion. Oh man, ran out of breath on that one. So I should probably mark in where I should breathe, but we'll figure that out when we actually work it up. Is a smaller one more easy? I don't know. It's a great question. I don't know if one is inherently more easy than the other. Just like overall, because it's going to be so dependent on your specific face and mouth and teeth and tongue and everything that goes into it. I don't know. I'm not sure because at the basics, most brass is basically the same. It's your corners here are tight, and they make this firm and secure, and then you just right. So it's that's all that any music in brass is. It's just you know it's just amplified and focused. Whatever. So you can play like entire concertos and whatever just on your mouthpiece, and then just gets amplified and makes it sound good by the rest of the instrument. But I don't know if one is necessarily inherently easier than the other. It's a great question. Funny sound. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. It's all just vibrations, right? So sometimes it's really funny, and then actually need to work on mouthpiece exercises. My buzz should be more firm and secure, because that's only a C. That should be easy. Yeah, I need to do some mouthpiece work, but in any event, where did we leave off? I've got the water. Oh, that's nasty. All right. Come on, come on, come on. Do you make different sounds by your mouth? I'm not entirely sure I understand the question. Because the different sounds, like on the horn, like the different notes and everything, they're all inherently done by like my mouth, my lips, my air, my tongue, my jaw, you know, whether it's or you know, the corners of my mouth, so it'll be up here, or like if I go down, it's got to be like so okay, so for example, if you want to play C, then you have to make the sound of C. Like, oh, so like as in verbal, like a like, so a C. Like I don't have to sing it. It's just which is just blowing through and buzzing your lips there. So it's that's the how it happens. So but then if I wanted to do and those are just modulating my my lips and my air and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Hopefully that explained. Hopefully that answered your question. Because what you can do is like multiphonic stuff. So for example, if you play, hold on, I'm gonna see if I can do this. And you're kind of you're singing through as you're playing as well. and you can kind of like harmonize with yourself. It's really difficult, and I suck at it. um, but it's something that can be done. Can you play without pressing buttons? Absolutely, absolutely. And in fact, there's the piece Villanelle. The intro to it is it's actually written for natural horn. So it'll say très moderne without valves right up here. So what is normally would be played with valves as so. It would be done like that, but to play it as written without valves, you certainly can, but it's much more difficult. So I will try. Something like that. Something like that. I'm not in practice on my Très Moderne. So then what are the buttons for? The buttons make all of that shit way easier. So there's a long answer and a short answer. The short answer is that the valves, so for example, the first valve here. First valve corresponds with this. This is the rotor, which is, so normally the air, it just goes through the pipes, and if there's no buttons pressed, it comes in through here, and it goes there, and out this way, right? So what happens, and we'll take the second valve actually, because it's a little perhaps easier to understand. If you hit the second valve, what will happen is the air will come in through here, and when it reaches this rotor, you press it down, and it forces the air all of a sudden down here. It extends the length of the tube in that way. And then it comes out here and then throughout the rest of the bell. So what it does, it lengthens the amount of tube that the air has to go through, which will lower the pitch. So for example, on the same harmonic, that's a little beyond the scope of this, but we'll say a harmonic is just a partial, which is maybe I'm defining the term within the definition. But anyway, so G, for example, on that partial where my lips are at right there, I can play and each, so this lowers it down by a half step, and that's no change in my lips. That's it's a quick lengthening of the tube to change the note that I don't have to do on my lips, because I can keep my lips constant there, if that makes sense. So and it's easier to see down low actually. So like so like yeah, the did I say this was the short answer? What actually happens, the buttons force the air to move through more tubing on the instrument, which lowers the pitch. So that an open note is necessarily the highest thing on a particular partial. So it's slightly extended from that. And I'm only talking this much because we have definitely made practice time overall, even with the reset. Um, but you have what's called the natural horn. It's a harmonic scale, and it has this sort of tone. And those are all the notes that an open horn can play. The second valve takes that entire thing and shifts it down a half step. So it's now, as opposed to horn in F, this makes it horn in E. And then you do 1 2 2 3 1 3 1, and so on and so forth. So they keep just lowering the pitches to fit wherever they are on that individual, the the natural harmonic scale. Excuse me, the harmonic scale there. A little bit of advanced theory sprinkled in there. The harmonic series, I think, is not something that's necessarily. I think that's maybe music theory 2 level, but. Dang it. I need to rework those fingerings because now that I have in my head some alternates that I would like to use. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. But we're not working out Villanelle all that much. It's just fun to play. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Don't need to do this. Yo, Johnny! Peace out, my friend. Have a good one. See you next time. Thank you for hanging out. I'll see you, bud. Have a great rest of your day or evening or whatever it is where you are. See ya, friend. Whew. And I'm about to be done too. I do want to do this muted part again. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, not gonna be able to do that. I don't know why it would hold that. When you played that muted phrase, you were exactly in time. My 3D printer working in the background. Oh, it's Kismet, dude. Almost like we planned it that way. Oh my goodness, what a piece. Oh jeez. All right, do we dare finish it? Do you know this one, Glogner? Yo, Daniel Bosselbalan. What is up, friend? Good to see you. Sorry, I didn't see you earlier. Do you know this one, Glockner? Villanelle by Dukas, Paul Dukas. Yeesh. Of course you know it. Of course you do. What am I talking about? I guess I even played it back then, dude. I actually haven't played this since I didn't work it up in college at all. I think the last time I tried to play it seriously was like senior year of high school. Oh man, it is such a fun piece. I should give this some attention. Once I feel like my Mozarts and Strauss are in a good spot, I think we'll I don't know, there's just so many. There's so many. I want to get everything worked up. I want to get Villanelle worked up. I want to get Monoceros worked up. I want to get all the Mozarts, of course. The Strauss 1, Strauss 2, Haydn, of course. Fucking, what else do I even have? The Bernard Haydn, Franz Strauss Concerto. I want to get, what else do I have here over in my vicinity? Hunter's Moon, another excellent, fun little piece. A lot of fun stop in that one, too. Ah. Stop is weird. Today we had band practice. They brought a French horn, but the director said it sounds off. When I asked him, can I try it? I tried a piece of music and it sounded like poo poo. When I did a scale, it sounded like sharp. It was the D major scale. Hey, you know, was it your first time trying the horn? Cause on it, dude, I couldn't play anything. The first time I tried to play the French horn, they tried to have me do hot cross buns. I could not hit this note to save my life. That was so high. That was the highest note in existence. Like, I'm utterly convinced that unless you're Dennis Brain, Roddick Bob Rockberry, Tuckwell, Julie fucking Landsman, Sarah Willis, or Stefan Dorr, you don't sound good the first time you pick up a horn. And I'm only assuming that they did, because they probably didn't either. But like, it's all about, do you enjoy it? Are you willing to work at it to get better? Because at the end of the day, like, unless you're just a virtuoso, like, whatever, you can kind of do whatever you want to. But for the rest of us mortals, it's just a lot of hard work in practice. Hi, buddy. I know he's trying to tell me it's past practice time and he's ready for lunch, and now I'm out of focus. Believe me, I know notes like my own body. Hey, there you go. So you know everything, or you know, like, you've got the knowledge background base to be able to do it. And that's what I mean. Like, you know, if it doesn't sound good day one, you know, come back day 2, come back day 3, after day 4, day 5, 6, 7, you know, maybe it'll start to sound good. It's like an oboe. Like, no one sounds good when they first pick up an oboe. It's screechy, it's squawky, it's but a good oboe, oh, it's so transcendent, you know. Thank you. Yeah, he's the cutest pup there ever was. I know, and he definitely needs to go outside. So I'm probably honestly done, I think, for practice today, because we had a reset. This was actually at like 1:15 when it reset, so we're well past our practice time. Y'all probably didn't hear that, but he, I think, was sniffing my guitar and heard a little I heard a little something. But I gotta take him out. I'm gonna do my shoot. I meant to do arpeggios down as a warm down, but I guess I'll do that off stream because I need to take Pax out. Anyways, thanks everyone for hanging out. As per usual, y'all are awesome. Hopefully everyone's concerts are going well this week. I know there's been a lot of concerts this week, and some still upcoming. So best of luck to everyone. Break a leg. 6, 7, yeah, sure. Oh, your director sounded off too. Oh, so maybe the horn might have not been great. I got you. And that's definitely possible, especially like a school horn. I played on a school horn for many years, and it was kind of just a nasty instrument. But you know, at some point you got to do what you got to do. But anyways, that's it for me. See y'all later. I'll be back tomorrow. Y'all have a good rest of your whatever Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. I have my first practice in the band I'm helping out in 2 days. 2 days, Glockner! I would wish you luck, of course, but you don't need it. because first off, don't say good luck, break a leg, but I know you got it. Can't wait to hear about it, buddy. Y'all have fun. Have a good everything. Bye.